Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's session, I'm going to be focusing a lot on mindset. To be honest, over the last couple of months, I've been pretty busy and stressed in other parts of my life, and I've noticed that it's really kind of carried over into my climbing. I feel like my threshold before frustration is a lot lower, and I've just been feeling more negative during my climbing sessions. So today I'm going to really make an effort not to necessarily stop any of the thoughts from coming up, but to challenge and address them when they do come up. So I'm going to be very open and honest as I make my way through today's session. I've done my warm-up and I'm going to start with the white tags. Something feels wrong with the positions, and I was just grabbing every hold in a really uncomfortable and wrong way. So again, I don't know if I'm just like doing the beta wrong. I do have expectations around how I should be climbing on it. So right now I have to manage dealing with those feelings of frustration and feeling like I'm not performing how I should be at this grade, while also sticking with it to try and figure out how to do this climb. All right, well, I finished the climb. I didn't feel comfortable on it, so I really am still wondering if I'm just doing it wrong. So I will report back to you in a future video if I did do it wrong, and we'll try and record it if there is better beta, but we'll just move on now. So definitely like an interesting way to start the session, going right into a white tag that in theory should be part of my warm-up, and falling on it a handful of times and not feeling like strong or confident on it. And so I'm gonna try my best not to take that feeling into the next climb and just move on and let it go. Wipe a clean slate, know that my performance on this particular boulder doesn't have to mean anything for the next one. So let's go to the next white tag. I think I needed to switch my feet. It was just a little uncomfortable and I was just not quite committing to it, and then my foot slipped. And I think in part I do have a thought in my mind still of how hard or easy this white tag should feel. And I think I was feeling like, oh, this feels more strenuous than it quote should. And so I didn't commit to that method, thinking that there had to be a better method. But now that I've come down and look at it, I do think that's what I need to do. So yeah, just another interesting thought to observe and remember that sometimes I will have to try a little bit harder at this grade than I think I need to. I ended up being able to finish that one, but I still kind of can't shake this feeling that I'm doing things wrong or have the wrong beta, just because I'm just not finding the position super naturally or quickly. And so I don't know if that's just a testament to where mine's at. Like maybe I'm just climbing a little bit more hesitantly or conservatively and I'm not committing to things. But again, just another observation, just something to note as I move on to the last white tag on the set. The beginning of that one felt probably the best I've felt climbing on any of these. I felt like I understood the movement and understood the positions I needed to be in. And then the move that I fell on, the hold I'm going to, is a lot worse than I expected. I'm going to need to figure out, one, how to generate into a higher position on it, because I don't think I'm going to be able to catch it low. And then also figure out the position that I want to end up in. I went left hand that time, and I kind of think that's going to be pretty hard. I might need to go either right hand or with both hands. I'm having trouble generating. I feel like I really want a right foot to push off of, but there isn't one, and I tried committing to just jumping without the right foot, and I just didn't get enough height. I really just am not feeling very powerful, or like I can get the power I need to, so that definitely bums me out a little bit. That latest static method might work, not in exactly the way that I tried it, but I might be onto something there. That's really the only other thing I can really think of for this move. So I'll try that one or two more times and then just move on. I can feel that my tolerance for frustration on this one is pretty low. So I'm going to move on to the yellow tags and come back to this one after. There is part of me that feels a little worried going up in grades just because of how much trouble I had on these, even though I have had previous experiences where I'll have trouble on white tags and do fine on yellow tags. So I'm going to keep that in mind and not talk myself out of climbing on the harder ones, because there is a part of me that just is like, I want to leave. This isn't going well, but I'm going to give some of the yellow tags a shot and see how they go before I make that call. I did tickle that hold, so maybe I just need to commit a little bit more. But I do think that frustration is kind of still lingering there. So I need to just take a breath and think about, okay, let me just work through this as unemotionally as I can, right? I got some information from that last go. Let me try it again with a little bit more dynamic movement. The only other foothold options were out left, and I just not feeling like I have the mobility to get my feet up over there. So that's on me, and mobility is something that I know I can work on more, but I'm gonna try it the extended way. It's a little more pop. I was able to get to the hold, but once I was there, I just felt so extended and didn't feel like I had enough purchase to move my foot. And I tried that a couple times. My threshold for frustration today is just not very high, which is okay. Some sessions are like that. I like to make a rule for myself that I have to try each problem 3 times before I write it off. So I'm going to try the other 2 yellow tags, even though this one didn't go great. I'll try them each 3 times, and then maybe try that white tag one more time, and then just listen to where my motivation is at today and probably call it a pretty short session. Yeah, that was a pretty tough session. It didn't go super great, and it could just be that I'm not feeling as strong today or the set is hard, but I think sometimes it's okay to not fight your emotions, and that's kind of where I was at today. I was feeling frustrated, I was feeling discouraged or disappointed, and there are some times where you can kind of think your way out of it or work through those challenging thoughts, and sometimes you just have to let yourself feel them. And today I just wasn't in a place where I really could work through all of the emotions. It kind of just kept stacking up, climb after climb after climb. So I'm just gonna, let that be what it is and let it be okay and not feel bad or guilty at the end of this session, and just acknowledge that it was a bad day and move on with my life. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.